We always start with people with things that are still going to get them a good quad pump, good squat position, and still build muscle. What's going on, guys? Julian Sisman here again from Prepare for Performance. Hope you guys are having a great day. Today, I want to go over a common question that we commonly get asked in here. Do I have to back squat? So my personal opinion, a lot of people are just not ready, especially for the everyday person that sits behind a desk. Typically, I always tell them when I am having a conversation with them, when they initially reach out to us, like, what type of work do you guys do? What type of stuff do you guys do? And when I bring up like certain barbell lifts or certain movements, I'm always like, we like to basically modify to where the person's current fitness level is. So some individuals have experience with back squats, some individuals have no experience, some individuals have come from the HIIT world where there's just mostly dumbbells, kettlebells, body weight, that kind of work. But when you get into more strength training facility like we do, we incorporate barbell lifts. I know there's a lot of controversy out there that, the Gen Pop should not barbell lift or should not bench press or whatever. But I think if you coach it right and teach it right and adapt to the individual's current state of fitness and adapt to the person's current, movement screen or movement capabilities, they can either build up to it or they can start with just bar and add weight to it. But here's the other thing. Some people just don't want to do it. And so we also modify to them like other squat variations, which I'm also going to talk about today. First, I want to talk about barbell squat. Not everybody is going to squat with a barbell on their back, okay? So that's what I'm trying to get at today. So again, kind of prepped for a lot of times in our warm-up, I like to get a lot of work on the hamstrings, a lot of glutes, a lot of quads, just to kind of prep the body for the barbell. And I also like to get some like face pulling so that the upper back, shoulders are barbell. Again, most people are not going to be in here powerlifting 300, 400, 500 pounds. Okay, some people are, 100, 150, maybe 200, depending on male, female, depending on their goals, all that kind of stuff. So when it comes to another thing that I also like to talk about when it comes to barbell lifting is if you're having a lot of shoulder pain when you're in this position, it's probably not the place to start. So we always start with people with things that are still going to get them a good quad pump, good squat position, and still build muscle, because there's a million other squat variations that you can incorporate and still get something out of it and still progress and still get stronger and still get muscle and still lose weight and all that kind of stuff. So again, not everybody is going to barbell back squat, okay? But if an individual wants to, this is what I would say. Getting into this barbell position, you're either gonna be in a low bar position, which is like right above the shoulder blades, or high bar position, which is right on your shoulders, okay? Positioning your hands, I like to take the smooth section, put my thumbs on the end of it, and I get into this low bar position. I feel a lot better, feel more comfortable, feel more stable, and squat down from this position, okay? So if after 1, 2, 3 reps, individuals like can't do it, doesn't feel right, you always want to switch it up. Again, there's a million different ways. So you can get them into a front squat position, which how do I coach the front squat position is basically you're going to walk straight in. You're going to let the bar sit on your shoulders. There's like little divot where you can let it sit. Okay, cross your hands, stand up, grab the bar, keeping your elbows up. You're just gonna sit straight down, try to keep your upright position, and then go straight down, and then straight back up. Again, this one, you're working a lot of core, you're working a lot of erectors, so If you get tight erectors after that, the next day or the 2 days later, you probably did it right. Because if you are doing a front squat and you're bending over too much, you're hitting more posterior chain. When you do a front squat, you want to hit more, you want to stand more upright. Sometimes I will put some heel elevated either plates or a slant board underneath, because then that will help them stay in this upright position and squat down. Okay, so I've given you 2 variations of squats with the barbell. Say the person comes to you and is like, hey man, like I don't want to use the barbell. You got kettlebells, you got dumbbells. I'm gonna demo with a bunch of just different variations using a kettlebell. For this, you're going to grab a kettlebell, okay? Feet about shoulder width apart, and very similar to like a squat, a back squat, front squat. Try to keep your chest upright. If you're gonna keep your chest upright, you're gonna hit more quads, like so. If you give more of a bend, chest folding forward, you're gonna hit more posterior chain, you're gonna hit more glutes, you're gonna hit more hamstring, but you're still going to get a good leg pump and feel good. Another variation, so that's like a goblet position. Another variation of that is you can grab 2 dumbbells or 2 kettlebells and get into this position here, okay? And you're just gonna squat straight down, keeping that chest up. A lot of people like this one because it's a little bit heavier. You can really push the weight on this. And this is also another great position. And you can also do it where you do front squat with the kettlebells like so. Some people, again, it's a little bit easier. Keeping those elbows up, nice and controlled, going straight down, straight back up. Again, if the individual has some ankle mobility issues, on my last video I talked about the slant board and how it can be really helpful. You can put those underneath your heels and get into those good positions, keeping your chest up, get a nice little quad pump. So again, not everybody is going to come into your gym and be able to back squat. What is super important to be successful as a trainer, in my personal opinion, is having the ability to modify for an individual in where they are in their fitness journey. So if an individual doesn't want to back squat, you can do a front squat because it might be a better position. You're not crushing your shoulders. If they can't front squat because maybe their core is not strong enough or erectors are not strong enough, again, you can use just the bar, or you can go and get 2 dumbbells or 2 kettlebells and keep this upright position. You can grab a dumbbell, a heavy dumbbell, and do a goblet squat. You can grab 2 kettlebells, 2 dumbbells, and just do a squat like this. Again, there's many different ways to do it. If you see an individual that comes to you and they are not getting too low, maybe going like this quarter squat, my suggestion would be get them to body weight squat to a bench, okay, like so. So they can get all the way down and get all the way up, get a good full range of motion, have them not rock back, okay, keeping a lot of that weight on those front feet, okay, and then pushing through the front feet to get back up. This is gonna get them lower. This is gonna get them to hit more musculature in their legs, in their glutes, in their hamstrings, and using their core to get up and using their legs to get up versus using that momentum as they go back and forth to get up off the bench. Then you can maybe add a dumbbell, and then you can progress from there. So my purpose of this video was to give you some ideas on if an individual comes to you as a trainer and you may not have the ability to maybe modify for them. I'm giving you some ideas because there's a million other ones. You can do landmine squats, you can do bent box squats, you can do squats where the dumbbell or kettlebell are underneath. I like that one for somebody that needs to increase their range of motion and really understanding how to sit down. And using these, you can use sets and reps that are different. If an individual wants to work on hypertrophy, you're going to work on more reps and sets. If they want to work on power, you might do more sets and less reps. So again, you got to understand where the individual is, who the individual is that's coming to you, what are their goals, and then be able to modify for them. So again, not everybody's going to come to you having the ability to back squat. If they come to you and they don't have the ability to back squat, you want to be able to provide them some variations, some modifications, so they can be successful in your training program and they can continue working with you because they know you understand how to modify and provide them with something that they are going to enjoy, plus also not get hurt from. Hope this helps and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.